On the streets of London, voices rise once again, voices echoing across continents, carried by banners, flags and chants of solidarity. A sea of demonstrators flows through the capital, waving Palestinian flags and signs bearing urgent calls. Ceasefire now, end the siege, justice for Gaza. In front of them, police form a quiet but watchful barrier. Their presence is firm but unobtrusive. The protest remains peaceful, yet the energy is undeniable, grounded in decades of unresolved conflict, compounded by the urgency of a humanitarian crisis unfolding in real time. Today, the Israeli military has called on residents of Gaza City to evacuate south to what it refers to as a humanitarian zone, a move that many fear is the precursor to a full-scale ground assault. But in Gaza, where bombs have already flattened homes and critical infrastructure lies in ruins, many ask, where is there left to go? Over 1.8 million Gazans, more than 75% of the population, have already been displaced. For many, this is not their first evacuation. It is their third or fourth or fifth. There are no shelters left. Hospitals have been overwhelmed. The United Nations warns of an imminent collapse of basic services. And so here in London, people march. This demonstration is one of many across the United Kingdom and beyond. Amsterdam, Paris, Berlin, New York, all echoing the same sentiment. Enough is enough. The people gathered here are diverse: Muslims and Christians, Jews and atheists, university students, working-class families, war veterans and members of parliament, all united in a single message: the killing must stop. Many are visibly emotional. Some carry photographs of loved ones in Gaza. Others hold placards quoting international law, citing human rights conventions that they argue are being systematically ignored. This isn't the first time Londoners have come out in support of the Palestinian cause. But today feels different. The magnitude of destruction, the desperation of civilians caught in the crossfire, the lack of international consensus, all of it is fueling a global outcry. The march begins near Hyde Park, winding its way through Oxford Circus, past government buildings, toward the gates of Parliament. The route is symbolic, passing both commercial and political centres of power. Organisers say they want to remind the UK government of its moral and diplomatic responsibilities. Britain has a long history with the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. From the Balfour Declaration of 1917 to its role in the British Mandate of Palestine, the legacy of colonial decision-making still reverberates today. Protesters argue that this history lends the UK not just a voice, but an obligation. Among the crowd, chants erupt: "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." Some of the slogans spark controversy, but for those marching, they reflect a cry for self-determination, not erasure. The protest is as much about humanity as it is about politics. Speakers at the rally share testimonies from Gaza: doctors performing surgeries without anaesthetics, parents digging through rubble with their bare hands, aid workers blocked at checkpoints, and children traumatised by daily airstrikes. One demonstrator tells us, "We are here not because we hate. We are here because we care, because silence makes us complicit." Another says, "I'm British. I pay taxes. Those taxes fund weapons that are killing children. I have a right to demand transparency and change." As the camera pans over the crowd, it becomes clear this is not a fringe movement. This is the mainstream rising, the young and old, first-time activists and seasoned organisers. British Jews waving placards that read, "Not in our name." Palestinian exiles chanting with tears in their eyes. Overhead, a drone captures the scale of the march. Tens of thousands of people moving in unison. Some carry signs that feature statistics. Over 30,000 Palestinians killed since the war began, more than 10,000 of them children. Others carry images of razed buildings, makeshift cemeteries and white shrouds too small for the bodies they cover. And yet, amid the grief, there is a kind of hope. Hope that sustained, visible protest can make a difference. History tells us that protest matters. From apartheid in South Africa to the Vietnam War, it was persistent public pressure that helped shift global policies. Protest does not guarantee change, but silence often guarantees its absence. For nearly 14 minutes, we follow these marchers through central London, their message repeated again and again: this is a human crisis, not a political abstraction. They call for an immediate ceasefire, for unimpeded humanitarian aid, for an end to the blockade of Gaza, for accountability, whether through the International Criminal Court or independent investigation. They call on the UK government to suspend all arms sales to Israel, as other European nations have begun to do. They call on news organisations to cover Gaza with the same urgency and empathy afforded to conflicts elsewhere. They call for recognition, not just of the pain, but of the history that has led to it. And they march not only for those suffering in Gaza, but for a world where justice is not selective, where civilian lives are not weighed by passport or proximity, where empathy is not a privilege. As the protest nears its conclusion and demonstrators gather outside Parliament Square, the chants grow louder. Occupation is a crime. Free, free Palestine. One final speaker addresses the crowd. We are not just here to witness suffering. We are here to end it. With our voices, with our votes, with our vision for a better world. The camera lingers on the crowd, flags waving, signs held high, faces determined. From Gaza City to London, a message reverberates. Humanity must prevail. As the sun sets over Westminster, the voices remain. In every chant, in every footstep, in every raised fist, the call for justice continues.
From the sea to the river. From the sea to the river.